Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Hope you're having an amazing day. In today's video, we're going over the 3.5 pull value and we'll go over every unit, whether or not you should pull it or skip it. And so yeah, let's jump right into this and let's go.
I will be there for everyone.
So, as we can
As we
see,
head toward our
we
shared
have
future,
5 units
leaving the
in
past
main
behind.
banner of 3.5. And that's why we're asking main banner, because we also have another banner, which I'll be covering in the next video. So in this banner, let's go over the pull value of first 3 characters for phase 1 and 2 characters phase 2. So yeah, let's go. So Yangyang, well, let's go with her first. Yangyang, in my opinion, is amazing value, and here's why. When it comes to weapons, she's very budget. You can use Emerald Genesis. I'm using already Emerald Genesis, and she's amazing value. She amazingly gets this. She just gets critical rate, attack, and energy regen as well as 4% attack boost as well. So that's very good for Yangyang. In my opinion, her signature at this point is not really needed. If you want, you can get her signature on rerun, but honestly, she doesn't really need it. This Emerald Genesis is going to be amazing. If you already have something like Emerald Sentence, that's even better for someone like Yangyang than Emerald Genesis. So instead of Standard Sword, you can use this from Chuyan. If you don't have this, sure, Emerald Genesis still works. Azure Oath is her signature weapon, and honestly, it's a nice stat stick for every character in a game besides Yangyang. But for Yangyang, it's pretty strong, but I don't really think you really need her to have signature to actually clear the endgame content. So that's 4 weapons. Let's go for her teammate, and that's quite a lot of them. So when it comes to teammate, the first one that comes to my mind when I saw Yangyang being heavy attacker is actually Mortefi. Mortefi amplifies incoming resonator by 38%, heavy attack damage amplification, as well as 20% attack increase for next character with his S6, as well as Mortefi can use Static Mist from standard banner, which gives additional 10% attack boost, which is very good for sub DPS gun users. So yeah, amazing for Mortefi. A lot of buffs. Moonlight Cloud also buffs attack and damage bonus for next character. So yeah, Mortefi is packed and ready to fully buff your Yangyang and make her do a lot of damage even on the middle tower of Adversity. Next one is going to be Dungeon, another budget option. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I think Yangyang might be among the more rarest type of DPSs in a game when it comes to budget. She actually has amazing 2 budget options. When it comes to Dungeon, she amplifies 23% havoc damage to incoming resonator and 20% attack increase, and uses a sword called Overture for faster rotation, but you can also use Emerald Genesis for some more damage. She also uses Moonlight Clouds, and she can use also the Midnight Veil if you have that set already built. So that's good for Dungeon. So if you're in a situation where you use Mortefi already on another team for something like Double Palm Matrix or Tower of Adversity, then you can use Dungeon on your Yangyang and you're good to go. So that's for budget option. Let's go for the second slot, best sub DPSs you can use for Yangyang. So the first one that's going to be very obvious, and honestly this one is crazy. Once again, Prolova is back, ladies and gentlemen. This character is one of my favorites in the game, and the reason why is because she cannot age. This character just ages like a fine wine, and again she has another main DPS that she can buff. Last version we got Lucilla, who buffed Prolova's best in slot team. Now we have Yangyang, basically another DPS using Prolova. So yeah, Prolova is still among the best characters in the game, and this just proves it. Prolova, with her amplification of heavy attack and havoc damage bonus, amplifies 20% havoc damage and 25% heavy attack damage for the incoming resonator, meaning Yangyang as a havoc heavy attack damage dealer is fully benefiting from Prolova. Now the next character that can buff Yangyang is going to be Yuno. If you have Yuno, especially with some 5-star weapon, she can easily, right, you can use something like, you can use the new standard gauntlet on Yuno, and honestly she can do some damage as well as Yangyang will do a lot of damage because Yuno gives 50% heavy attack damage amplification for incoming resonator. So that's very powerful. So that's another premium option that can very well work with your Yangyang. So that's for Yuno. Next one is going to be LYNAE, which is on a banner, and yeah, she's going to do a lot of buffing for your Yangyang because LYNAE is just crap. So yeah, Yangyang is gonna get a lot of mileage from LYNAE as well. If you have someone like Rebecca who was free on in last version, guess what? Rebecca on Static Mist, guess what? She fully buffs Yangyang because her outro amplifies all damage by 15% and heavy attack damage. She's ramping up the amplification for every second that you're on your Yangyang. So not gonna lie, yeah, Rebecca is just another option, bro, like crazy. If you wanna cope a little bit, you can use someone like Rosia, you can use someone like Cantarella if you wanna be a bit more cope, or maybe like try to save Krolova, LYNAE for some other teams, or maybe Rebecca for your Lucy. Yeah, you can use Yangyang with like Cantarella. It will clear, but it will not be like crazy. I suggest picking Mortefi for that job, or maybe like Dungeon. It will be way more reasonable. But yeah, if you, however, are curious about the third slot for Yangyang, very simple. The best slot for Yangyang when it comes to third slot on her team is going to be Chisa. After Chisa, we're going to have a next best in slot, which is going to be SUISUI. This is actually going to be the #1 best in slot, third slot support for Yangyang and Hyuki, while Chisa will be, for now, is the best that you can get for your Yangyang. So that's one third slot. Also, you have another one. You have Verina, which is very amazing. Shorekeeper is kind of falling behind because where's she even? Wait, what? Where is oh, right here. Shorekeeper can also buff Yangyang, but her critical damage amplification doesn't really give that much benefit because Yangyang gets like 160% critical damage increase in her kit, so it doesn't really matter how much you get from Shorekeeper. But Verina, even some like Morny can also definitely help your Yangyang as a third slot partner. So that's for Yangyang. Budget weapon, budget teammate options, the best budget unit in entire game right now. So yeah, that's for Yangyang. Let's go Luke Herson. Luke Herson, when it comes to weapon, pretty simple. He has a signature which is very skippable because the standard option is very powerful. The Pulsation Bracer is a standard gauntlet weapon for Luke Herson. This weapon basically says Tune Strain Interfered, grant basic attack damage bonus. This is basically ramping up to 24%, making Luke Herson very budget friendly when it comes to weapons. The next one is going to be his teammate. Teammates are very simple. Best in slot is going to be Denya, the #1 best in slot for Luke Herson. Denya on Tune Strain is going to fully support him. That's for a premium option. We have Sanhua. If you have Morny already, Sanhua, Morny are going to be doing enough for your Luke Herson if you have a very good build on his echoes. So that's for that when it comes to budget. But then we translate to more premium options, which is LYNAE. So with LYNAE, sure, you can do that. LYNAE can actually buff you a lot on your Luke Herson. And honestly, if you really want to try as budget as possible, Spectral Rover will give you 10% resistance ignore for Spectral. So Luke Herson can benefit from that as well. And Spectral Rover will do more damage than any other budget option can. So for Luke Herson, you can also use that, but I don't really recommend it. When it comes to playstyle, I think Yangyang is still better because way more budget, way more when it comes to damage. I think her personal damage is a bit higher than Luke Herson, as well as she's also very easy to play when it comes to Luke Herson. He's very challenging to play. More AoE, I think, from Yangyang, where Luke Herson is only single target, but a very good single target unit, honestly, because any mobile unit is basically suffering from Luke Herson because he's very good at tracking, while Yangyang is very good at dealing with multiple enemies. So yeah, that's for Luke Herson. Still pretty budget and another amazing option. Next one is going to be LYNAE, and LYNAE is just, bro, it's very simple. Cadencia, if you really are like a new player, if you're someone who's like questioning whether or not to get this weapon, you can easily skip this weapon. It's not needed. The signature is not really important. However, Static Mist is very good to secure on a standard banner because you can equip this on your LYNAE, and she gives additional 10% attack increase for next resonator and a lot of amplification on the outro skill, as well as bonus 25% liberation amplification, 15% all damage amplification for the next character, as well as her ultimate buffs entire team by 24% damage bonus. Her best in slot Sonata set gives 30% attack increase and 10% damage bonus to your next character. So she's very good, and at Tune Rupture she does a lot of damage. I mean, not really too much, but again, she drops some good nukes to help your team's damage quite a lot. So when it comes to teammate, who are they? When it comes to budget options that you can use with LYNAE, she's a sub DPS and the best one in the game as well. And the reason why is because she gives so many general buffs, as I just said, that someone like Spectral Rover, Havoc Rover, and even now Electro Rover can fully benefit from LYNAE. Meaning, you pull LYNAE, you already have the guarantee option that can easily clear even a middle tower with LYNAE on the team. So if you pull LYNAE, Rover is just waiting. You can choose between Spectral if you're a new player, a Havoc version of Rover, Clover or Electro version, who is in my opinion the best one yet when it comes to damage and when it comes to like ultra skill. So yeah, LYNAE is going to be amazing when it comes to budget. Now let's see some good premium options that you can have in mind. When it comes to like Zhang Liao, if you're someone who doesn't have Yanling still to this day, wants to use Zhang Liao, or maybe Kalcharo, you want to use him or Zhang Liao in hyper carry, guess what? LYNAE is their best in slot for hyper carry. When it comes to the next unit, Brand, he can also have a great use from LYNAE. So any DPS that it's like standalone DPS that doesn't require a specific unit to work, but just to deal more damage, you can use LYNAE to make them pop off. Someone like Jian can use LYNAE, Jinxie not so much, Carlota can use LYNAE, Changli, as well as your Katatia, sure, because yeah, Zani not so much, because Zani really needs frazzle stacks to even do something, otherwise she's like gunner. Katatia only does more damage with air erosion stacks, but honestly with LYNAE she's still doing okay. When it comes to Lupa, she's fully benefiting from those buffs, as well as Frolova, Augusta, Yuno specifically because she's liberation DPS, then Galbrena, then you have AEMEATH, which is one of the best DPSs for LYNAE to support, LUUK Herson, Lucy, as well as Hyuki, and now YANGYANG. So not gonna lie, a lot of team options for someone like LYNAE. And if you have someone like Morny, guess what? LYNAE gets even more cracked, because now thanks to LYNAE, Morny will give extra 40% damage increase for entire team when you tune break the boss, and that's very powerful. So yeah, LYNAE still the most valuable sub DPS in entire game. Amazing. If you can get her, and honestly get YANGYANG as a new player, then LYNAE, and you're good to go. So yeah, let's go for the next one, phase 2, which is SUISUI. And SUISUI, when you might think, okay, we don't really know much, actually we do. In a game during story, you're playing SUISUI, you can check her kit and yada yada. I checked her kit. Honestly, she's basically one-to-one with Chisa. So unless you're playing YANGYANG and Hyuki, Chisa in my opinion is basically making SUISUI very skippable. So if you have SUISUI, honestly, if you have Chisa, right, if you have this character, Chisa is now really good. And so if you have Chisa already and her weapon especially, SUISUI is just an easy skip. However, if you don't have Chisa and decide to pull SUISUI, you basically don't need Chisa. And here's why. Shorekeeper is a rectifier user and she uses a variation. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? SUISUI uses rectifier and she's a support, meaning, and she also needs a lot of ER, which means SUISUI wants variation as well. This is a 4-star weapon that can be obtained from any 10 pull from a character banner and any weapon banner in a game. So you can basically get this at any point when doing a 10 pull and you're good to go. So this weapon is easily amazingly slotable on your SUISUI. And when it comes to teammates, it's pretty simple. She can support everyone that Chisa can support, which is Katatia's teams, as well as even Zani. Zani actually gets 25% amplification and some attack increases and some damage bonuses, I think, from SUISUI, but not really too much as from Ultra. Ultra skill gives you the most for your negative status. Also, you get a lot for AEMEATH, Hyuki, and now for YANGYANG and Hyuki, because Hyuki also utilizes some Havoc Bane stack. So Hyuki, YANGYANG are basically preferring SUISUI on your 3rd slot. So not gonna lie, SUISUI is gonna be amazing if you really want that premier peak DPS from YANGYANG or Hyuki, or both. SUISUI is gonna be the best choice. So yeah, SUISUI is going to be good, but only for Hyuki and YANGYANG. Anyone else, it remains to be seen. So that's for SUISUI. She's pretty skippable for now. She's pretty skippable, especially if you have Chisa. Just skip her, it's not needed. Next one is going to be AEMEATH. And AEMEATH, when it comes to weapons, she's pretty budget. She can use Emerald Genesis and her signature is not really a must pull. Unless you really want to main AEMEATH, then sure, pull the signature and fine. But with so many good banners in 1st phase, I say 2nd phase is basically for saving Astrites. Because unlike weapons, where you have amazing budget options like Emerald Genesis, AEMEATH, when it comes to teammate, yeah, let's just go over this. So when it comes to budget, 4 stars, you can try to cope with YANGYANG or Sanhua, not because of ultra skills, but because, yeah, they're just fast rotating, giving you 20% attack boost and Moonlight Cloud buffs. Bro, like any other unit in the game can get that. But what she cannot get is good ultra skills. If you're someone like John Shin, guess what? Wake up, ladies and gentlemen, this is a waste of resources. If you upgrade John Shin on your account, bro, what are you doing? Bro, like, might as well just wait for getting LYNAE. But here's the catch. If you're someone with AEMEATH and you have Lupa already, AEMEATH will do fine. And if you have someone like Morny with Lupa, guess guess what? AEMEATH will do amazing. And so yeah, AEMEATH is going to be amazing with Morny on the team, or Lupa, or both, or any mono fusion combination with like Lupa, Brand, and AEMEATH. Lupa, Changli, AEMEATH is going to be amazing team as well. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Her next best in slot, when it comes to best in slots for AEMEATH, is going to be Denya. Denya basically amplifies fusion burst, and Chisa is amazing, the best in slot support for your AEMEATH. So AEMEATH best in slot support unit for fusion burst is going to be Chisa. For basically tune rupture is going to be Morny. When it comes to sub DPSs, Denya, if you have Denya, definitely pull AEMEATH. Or if you have LYNAE already, pulling AEMEATH will basically make amazing, powerful premium team with AEMEATH and LYNAE basically support being amazing synergy, because yeah, LYNAE is the best in slot rupture sub DPS for AEMEATH. And when it comes to budget, Verena will take care of your third slot if you really on a budget. So that's for AEMEATH. She's okay if you have some like that, if you fulfill certain requirements like having LYNAE or Denya, some premium options. Sure, AEMEATH is a good pull, otherwise skip her until you get LYNAE or Denya, and then you can start thinking about AEMEATH and pulling her in the future. Otherwise, just save Astrites, because next versions are giving more and more great units that you can pull from. So yeah, that'll be for me. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and yeah, let me know in the comment section below if you like these kind of videos. If you find this very useful, make sure to let me know. And yeah, hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and see you in the next video. Peace out.